Hello, hello, beautiful Wealth Warriors community. My name is Sabre. I'm tuning into you from the beautiful California, and I actually have an incredible human being that's tuning into you from Bali. And this man is actually from California. And when he found this business, he was actually making really good money, but it was at a really big sacrifice. This man was making multiple five-figure months, and he just didn't have much time for his family. And he knew that he really wanted to travel, and he ultimately knew he didn't want to sacrifice, his time with his kid, his time with his partner. There were so many pieces that ultimately, as a society, we've just been conditioned that this is the norm, right? So what I wanted to do today is actually bring Dorian on as well to just share his story and to share that the solution that we have for the Wealth Warriors, for those of you who have actually watched one of our free trainings, if you haven't yet, I highly recommend it. And maybe whoever's page you're actually watching this on, all you need to do is reach out to the person whose page you're watching this on and find out what business it is that we actually do. And there's free trainings where you can learn about it. But essentially, we help people get paid to be them on social media. We have a high profit and automated system. So it's literally a business model that's done for you that you could plug into and have high converting offers on the back end working for you, so you can create content around whatever it is that you're passionate about and create an epic income online to have an epic offline life, right? I know this is the thing, is sometimes people think, oh, if you make an income online, that means I have to be online all the time, right? But because we have our automated system, it really allows you to have that freedom business. It's like you can have something that's making you a lot of money, but if you don't have automation, you don't have things working for you, then it comes at a big sacrifice, right?
Mhm.
So Dorian's a really, really great testimony to how this business model can really, really support people who are at that point where it's like, okay, I'm happy about the money that I'm making. I have what I need, but I'm still capped and I still am not really living my soul's purpose and my soul's fulfillment. And it's just such a powerful thing to share, because for someone to leave that kind of income behind to change, that it was something that was a full body yes and full alignment. And now he's in Bali now. So I'm excited for you guys to hear his story.
Woo!
So, Dorian, thank you so much for coming on today. I would love for you to just share a little bit about your background of, yeah, what it was that you were doing before, how you actually found this space, and what made you take the leap and explore it.
Yeah, I love it. So I was in LA, in Los Angeles, working very hard, 5, 6 days a week, 10 hours days. And like Saber shared, I was making honestly around $20,000 a month. And it sounds crazy. And the money was beautiful. We had a gorgeous apartment on the beach, we had the sunset. But in the end, no money is worth it, honestly. I was working very, very hard. And at that time, my kid was 1 year old. So I would miss so many beautiful moments, like his first step or the first time he ate food with his hand, for example, and all these beautiful things that I will never get back. I miss them. And my wife would film them and she would send me throughout the day. And the only time I could look at them is while I was in traffic, because I would be in traffic for hours and hours every single day. If you know LA has the worst traffic in the world.
Yeah.
And, it made me sad. I was missing all these beautiful moments that would never get back. Also, I would not see him for a few days sometime. I would come home late. He would be asleep already. I would leave early. He would be asleep. So, the fatherly presence was not really there. And I could not give my child and my wife some quality time. During my days off, I was super tired. I really felt like my life energy was getting sucked out of me. I had no creativity, no energy for my family and for myself. So, my days off, my wife wanted to do some family activity, but I didn't want to do anything. I literally just wanted to do nothing and just rest. And on my days off, I still was on the phone with my clients. I was really never off. Even when I got home from a 10 hours day for dinner with my wife, I was still on the phone with my clients. It was horrible. My wife was getting pissed at me, which is understandable. Then, she wanted to have some fun in bed sometimes. And sadly, I was so tired
Yeah.
I just wanted to go to sleep, and that sucked. I can't believe, I said no, but it's just, yeah, it's not fun. And for me and for her and for my child. On top of that, I was so stressed. I've never felt that stressed in my life. And and it's 100% not worth it. No matter how much money you're making, the stress in the long run, I knew was going to cost me this ease, and there's no money that's worth my health. And also, I didn't do something that I loved. Especially I was not a job that I loved, so that made it worse. So we knew something had to change. We knew something had to change pretty fast because my kid was growing very fast, and my wife, it was hard for her to take care of my kid 24/7, literally, as I was working pretty hard. So we decided to look around. My wife would spend some time on social media, see these people traveling the world, making money. So we knew there was a possibility. We knew it was possible. We just had to find the way and on how to do it. So I had a friend actually that was traveling the world. She had been traveling at that time for maybe 2 years, from Bali to India and just living her best life. So I reached out to her and I was like, hey, what are you doing and how you're doing it? And she got back to me and she sent me this. Actually, at that time, it was a 3-day event and I had no time to watch it. So the only time I could watch it, it was in traffic actually. And after the third day, I was like, hell yes. I mean, yes, I was a little bit skeptical, of course, but I called my wife. I was like, hey, we need to check this out further and see, what it is. So as we went deeper into what they were sharing and offering, I saw that actually I had been growing up with this high ticket offer that they're sharing, and it has always been part of my life. That was one pretty nice yes from the universe. Plus, we knew that we manifested this in our life, and I know the universe is not here to trick me. It's not going to give me some like bullshit in front of my life and just trying to trick me. That was a big thing. I was skeptic, but my mind was skeptic, which is natural. It's normal to question what's in front of us. But my heart was a hell yes. And you know, we wanted to change, and the pain was there. It was horrible working at this job for like these long hours. So we decided to jump in it with both feet and to see what was going to happen. It was worth it, and the support was there. The academy was there with all the beautiful teaching. So I was not big on social media, by the way. I didn't care. I didn't have Instagram. I had a Facebook, but never used it. And we were, we saw that everything was there for our support, basically, that we didn't have to start from scratch, and that guidance was there and all the education was there for us to succeed. So we just said, hell yes. And here we are now, by the way, less than 2 years in Bali. We've traveled the world with my family. I went to Costa Rica. We went to, actually, I met Sabre in Costa Rica. That was pretty cool.
Mention that.
Yes, yes. So that was cool. We went to France for over 6 months, to Switzerland. And now here we're in Bali. We live here and we're loving it. And no more stress. I get massages every week. I get to, live life on my own turn. I get to do what I want when I want. I get to spend as much time as with my kid as I want, and I'm there for my wife as well. So hell yes.
Hell yes, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. You just touched on so many big pieces that I feel like ultimately at the end of the day, you're so right. It doesn't matter how much money we're making if we can't have that intimacy with our partners, if we can't, have that intimacy with our families, if our self-care gets down the drain. All of these things matter so much more, and to actually have a business model that actually supports you, and that keyword is support there, right? Because that's what you were sharing, is that you were completely not even on social media and you got that there was
Mhm.
support, you got there was a business model in place. One thing I would love to address is the part of you that felt skeptical, because oh my gosh, I feel like ultimately at the end of the day, the only reason why people are not getting into this, like if they see somebody and they're talking about making hundreds to thousands of dollars getting paid to be you on social media, the only reason that stops people from even doing that is a belief in themselves, that they don't trust themselves, that they don't think that they can do it, that it's too good to be true, and all these skepticisms and these limitations. And that's ultimately what it is limitations, right? And
Mhm.
each and every single person that comes and explores this space, we all have our own, based on our own experiences, based on whatever it is that we have experienced in the past, and we get to actually move through those. And the people who have leaned in, they completely saw a whole new world, right? So I'm curious for you, what was your experience with your skepticism? What was coming up for you, and how was it that you really moved through that for you to actually lean in and trust?
For sure. So, I mean, I'm a big researcher. I like to ask question and analyze things. So yeah, my first thing, yes, I was nervous, right? I was nervous to jump in with both feet, and that it was too good to be true that maybe only few people are making it, or that it was a scam, And I feel because nowadays there's many scams around us all the time, and the way people advertise usually, like even big companies, it's false advertising.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very, yeah, all these, brought me to be skeptical. But then in that moment, as I was nervous and skeptic, I saw this beautiful quote that said that courage and bravery is what takes you beyond being like nervous and scared. And that at that time totally resonated with me. That again, I knew in my heart this was the right thing, and that it was a gift from the universe. There was no trickery here. So I just did it. And like you said, I had and people on my team now. I think everyone will feel nervous at the very beginning initially, which is a totally normal thing. If you're not nervous, maybe that's weird. I don't know, but it's normal. It's normal to question it, right? It's normal
Yeah.
to question if you feel nervous. But like Saber shared, people that have stepped in and have showed up and have done the work, they see a tremendous life change happening around them. Because what I actually love the most about this business, yeah, I love making money, all this stuff, and the freedom, but it's the impact that I or we have on people's life and how their life really changed because this whole online business, the whole community really gently pushes you to do the inner work.
Mm.
And I've done the inner work on myself for 10 plus years through meditation and many other modalities, and it worked well. But this really, for some reason, kind of refines it and fine tunes it at the little things, maybe, especially around abundance and freedom that people have not done the work on. And once you do this, maybe for the business, but everything in your life will shift regardless, not just for the business. It could be your relationship with money, with life. And that's, I think, the biggest thing why I love to share this is because it will really change people's life for the better. And yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that you brought that up, because the reason why I feel like the energetics is so tied into this business model in a powerful way is because, like, getting paid to be you, showing up on social media, learning actually how to be seen, right? And then you're given a business model where people are freaking closing our sales calls for us, right? It's like our brain is like, it can't be that easy. I have to work really hard, right? And this business model is, of course, it's going to take work for you to set it up and hit the ground running, but ultimately, what the reason why it pushes people to really focus on the personal development is because we have to unlearn everything, all these employee mind
Yes.
stuff, the money stuff. When you actually learn that you can actually make something like six figures in a month or 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is, that's a really big paradigm shift for most people who don't, make 30 to $60,000 a year, right? Like that's a really
Yeah.
big paradigm shift for people to really wrap their consciousness around. So at the end of the day, when we see what's possible for others, the only difference from someone who comes in here and say doesn't hit the ground running and another person who does is really that the person who is willing to actually look at that and question their own status quo, to question their beliefs, challenge their beliefs, and really be reflective, right? Like if something's not working for us, and this goes for entrepreneurship in general, right? It's like doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results is freaking crazy, right? But that's what we've been trained to do, working at regular jobs, going to school, living the mundane, just living day to day, where being here, your evolution, like you literally just took the cap off your income, took the cap off your potential. Now what? Now where? Okay. So now it's about you actually rebuilding and recreating your life. What is it that you truly, truly want? And what do you do to claim that? What beliefs are standing in the way of you actually making it happen for yourself, right?
Hmm.
I would say that this business is like a personal development journey tied with a compensation plan, because it's just like
Yes.
the money is the byproduct of the more that you step into your message, your voice, your impact. The wealth comes from that, right? So I love that you shared that. It's a really, really big piece here. And I think everybody watching this can agree that people who are drawn to a business model like this are obsessed with growth. They are the people who really value personal development and expanding their consciousness. And it's one thing to be in the spiritual community and be doing Kundalini breath work and all these amazing things, but it's another thing to actually learn to walk your talk, right? When you really talk about living your highest potential,
Yes.
you have to understand that the financial piece is huge, and the financial piece is a really big core of all of that too, which, just like you were sharing, it's like you had great money, but it's like some people will be making great money and they come at a sacrifice. Some people don't make great money and then they're
Hmm.
sacrificing. So it's like money
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the core that we really need to heal and work through. So thank you so much for sharing your story, and yeah, just sharing people where you were at and where you're at now. And I think a lot of times too, there's so many women in this space, which I absolutely love, but I really love seeing the men who are stepping up and sharing as well, because it's not just women who are successful at this business. It's not just women who are great at social media, right?
Hmm.
And I love that there are incredible men in this space who are really stepping up and stepping into their power. And I just really appreciate you and appreciate the message that you're sharing. I appreciate what you're doing for yourself and your family. And I'm really excited to see how your evolution continues to evolve and to grow and start
Thank you.
rippling out beyond your family. It's so
Yes.
cool to think, like, what's our future trajectory as ourselves in the next 3, 5, 10 years, right? And our personal brands, like what kind of impact we will actually really be making. So I just want to honor you, and yeah, for being the
Thank
example
you.
for others as well in this space.
Yeah, thank you so much, Saber. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, in 3 or 5 years, anything can happen. It's gonna be so beautiful.
Yeah, right? Sky's the limit. You took the cap
Yes.
off.
Yeah.
Now fly.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, thank you guys for watching. For those of you who have not watched one of our webinars, they are completely free.
Hmm.
We help people actually plug into this done for you business model so they can learn to monetize their content, owning their voice, owning their wealth. That's really like the whole essence of how this business model works. Really honored to share solutions at this time, because the way that the world's going, lots of people are worrying about the prices of gas, the price of lettuce, the price of rent. If those are our problems, we need to be coming up with solutions, right? And what we have here is a very incredible, powerful solution that is working and has worked for many and many, many people around the globe. And you have the support, you have the community, you have the business vehicle. It's just up to you to actually do your own business due diligence and come in and learn and explore. I'm really, really happy that we actually just get to share this with people for free so they can, excuse me, so they can actually make an empowered and educated decision how exactly they can use this business model to completely change their lives.
Hmm.
So just tag the person who invited you to watch whatever this video is on. Maybe you're watching this on someone's page or a podcast or a group. Just tag the person whose page you're watching this on or who invited you to the space, and they will get you connected to one of our next webinars so you can actually just learn. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and thank you so much, Doryan,
Thank
again.
you. Yes, thank you.
Enjoy your day. Bye, everybody.
You have a beautiful day.